All right, so meet week. Usually this week is kind of just rest, relaxation, maybe get a couple of massages, things like that. If you need to cut weight, you do the water load, watershed, all that stuff. But I decided that I wanted to fill out the 308 weight class a little bit better, having watched, I think I mentioned this before, the American Pro, and kind of looking at the other 308ers, how much larger than me they seem to be. So let's just say I was enjoying food a little bit more than normal, or with less care to of calorie intake. But crappy part about this week is I started feeling sick. I started getting some flu-like symptoms pretty early in the week, and I kind of battled it all week. And when we got to Dayton on Friday, I felt like utter hell. The drive was only 3 hours, but it was just, I think, being stagnant in the car just really kind of pushed me over the edge a little bit. Um, so normally, me and Mary would go out to dinner, maybe do some things just to kind of relax, wind down, maybe do something for her. We kind of just hung out at the hotel room for the next day to weigh in. And next day, go to weigh-ins, and I weighed in at a whopping 310. Super fatty. So first time I've ever lifted it super heavyweight, which is kind of funny, but I didn't really care so much because of how bad I was feeling. I was almost to the point of backing out of this meet. That's how crappy I was feeling. Not a lot of sleep, having a hard time breathing through my nostrils. My throat was sore, things of that nature. Um, but after weigh-ins, we went and got a little bit of food, and Mary and a training partner of ours, um, Mary found a health food store that had like wheatgrass, cayenne pepper, ginger drinks and stuff like that. And that's something we've kind of done in the past just to kind of feel better when we've been sick. There are places around here that would sell wheatgrass shots and stuff, and I do believe those things do work. But this drink on this day was just straight throw up. I only could drink half of it, and after every sip, my partner Gary was just looking at me like I was about to throw up, and I was very, very close to throwing up the whole day. So I ate once, weighed in, had that drink, went back to the hotel room. I think I slept for close to 3 hours. I think Mary said, and I really, really needed it because when I woke up, it was the best that I felt in over a week. So whatever we did worked. Then we went out to eat again, and I think that was about it for the day before the meet. Usually I try to move around and again relax, just kind of hang out, see some sights. Never been to Dayton before. I know there's some cool things to do, but we never got around to it, which kind of sucked because Mary ended up just hanging out in the hotel room all day, which is no fun for her. But moving on to the meet day, I was actually feeling really, really good, and something happened on meet day that I haven't had happen in a very long time. Um, is I had like an adrenaline dump. I haven't competed where I was riding on all adrenaline um, in a long time. So I'll talk a little bit more about it on the back end or through the videos. But squats went ridiculously well. I only planned squatting even before I got sick, probably around 660 based on my training of every week. And then I'll show in the third video here the way I squatted 665 still kind of looked like an opener. So um, I was very, very happy with that. But again, the adrenaline was crazy on this day. But when you're sharing the platform with five other training partners and two other training partners just come to support you, three training partners and their girlfriends and wives and everybody just show up to support. Yeah, it's kind of a great thing. So I'll talk about it a little bit more, but here are the videos. All right, so here we go. First attempt is 555 on a squat. When I stood up with this bar, I didn't even know I had a bar on my back. I know it's only 555, but I could swear I almost pulled an Eric Lilly bridge and that bar almost flew off my back. So I jumped a thick 636, which I thought was pretty decent jump here. And again, this moved like an empty bar. So my confidence is going through the roof at this point. And then I have to apologize to Candy Nostrain here. My hat unsnapped and I threw it. Didn't realize I almost hit her. So hopefully she sees this, and I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, this 665 was so easy. And when I got under it and I got my shoulders set, now this squat bar was a 55-pound bar. It's a little bit shorter than the one I'm used to. So I was able to get my back super tight once I got my shoulders well enough to get under it, and boom, right out of the hole. That was perfect. What a great squat day. Moving on to the bench here. Now, after these 3 videos, I'm going to stop and I want to kind of talk about these a little bit. Nice opener, 374, real easy, nice deep sink and popped off. So on this 421 here, they said my butt came up. Now, in the previous videos, you guys know I was talking about working on keeping my ass down. And I'm going to show you here after a second. So I had to decide to take all leg drive out of my third bench just in order to get this 421. If you look close, my legs don't even move. This is all arms, which is pretty nice. I felt real happy with that, but kind of angry, but I'm going to explain here in a second. Go. All right, so I wanted to talk about this bench a little bit more in depth. So I'm not one to complain because I was able to adapt to the situation of the day. And yes, I did not bench the weight I wanted to. I thought I was in line for 451. I wish it was 5 something, but I felt I was in line for 451. The way the 421 moved kind of let me know that definitely the 451 would have been there. But the problem we were having for me, my handler, and other people competing that day, at least in my group for my lifts, is that the bench is one of those combo benches, and the J hooks sit way deeper than normal, and the platform for the picker to stand on to give you the weight, it's all kind of weird. Um, I don't have one here at my house in my gym, and again, me and my picker had been working together for years. We both talked about it after the first one, how to overcome it, even in a warm up room. But it's just very odd. And the biggest problem I had, more so than the J hooks where they were, was the bench felt like it was at least 2 inches shorter than the one that I'm normally benching off of. I have an Elite Fitness bench. To me, Elite Fitness are the best in the business. That's my mono. That's my bench. The 2 main equipments here are Elite FTS. So the reason my ass popped up, definitely on the 421, I don't have a video of it. You saw the angle, but I could feel it when it happened, as when I'm already driving my legs down and under me, and now I'm taking away 2 inches less. I'm over 6'1". To get my legs in there was not easy. So that's why I decided on the third I had to take all leg drive out of it, or I would have been stuck with a 374 bench, which is ugh. So I had to take all leg drive out of it, which sucks, but just let those feet be there as my stabilizers. So no disrespect to Candy or Doug. They run a great meet. This is my first meet I've done for them. They did a beautiful job. I will do their meets forever. But I just wish they would have a different bench setup, because the racks, anybody knows on those combo racks, the racks swing like that and they got those rollers. When you're trying to get in there or get compacted, it really, really kind of throws you off. And they're always shorter. Elite FTS Forza benches to me are the best in the business. So I just wanted to put this little blurb in there about that. So shorter benches kind of suck, but you got to be a gamer. You have to look at the situation, try to figure it out. And as fast as this meet ran, I think this meet was done and over with by 1:30 or 2 o'clock. Started at around 9:30. There was no time to just sit back and think about it. We had to adjust on the fly. I think we did a good job. I think with 421 on the bench, it's not really all that bad. It's 4 pounds less than my current PR of my my comeback or whatever. But still, in all, I'm pretty happy with it. The fact that we actually overcame that situation. So, all right, get back to the other vids. Okay, now getting back, I only did 2 deadlifts, 578 as an opener, moved okay. And then I moved to 650, and you're going to see it looks like it moves slower than frozen molasses. In all honesty, I had no more energy after this day. Once I lost all that adrenaline, I was battling like no tomorrow. There was no amount of coffee or supplements that could get me to do any better. So I passed on my third. I went 7 for 8 for the day, so not bad. 3, 2, 1. All right, so the last thing. I went 7 for 8. My total was like 1736, which is my plan was 1800, but you fall short. Yeah, live to fight another day. So another meet's in May, and there's a goal. So no big deal. But I wanted to talk about this adrenaline dump thing because I have never dealt with it that bad before. Um, it's kind of weird because I am very, very calm, cool, collective on meet day. Very strategic. Nothing usually gets to me. A missed lift, no big deal. I have done a meet in my last 2,000 pound total, which I was thinking about doing a video on just to kind of explain that meet day. I passed out on my second squat attempt. I think I've even brought this up before. I went down, came out of the hole. As soon as I got to the top, my legs gave out. I don't even remember nothing, and I didn't get it. And I came back and boom, got 2,000. So I'm used to overcoming or dealing with things, but yeah, I've never dealt with an adrenaline dump like that. But once we started warming up for benches, like 2 plates on a bar, 220 pounds felt like a ton. I was actually getting worried of how bad I was going to bench when we were warming up. I go to Keith, my handler. I'm like, dude, this feels like a ton. I don't even know what the hell I'm going to do. We already got the J hooks. The bench is short, and I am just got no energy. Um, but just kind of going through the motions, you just kind of get through it. Ate a couple Uncrustables and some drinks to just try to keep some fluid in me and some food in me. But yeah, I've never felt that before. I kind of want to look into that. I don't know why I got so adrenaline hyped before in my life. Maybe because one of my training partners, it was his very first meet, and watching how excited he was, and the possibility of one of my other training partners, his last meet ever. So I don't know. It was a whole bunch of weird things. I don't really know how to explain it. But if you've ever dealt with it before, maybe hit me with something in the comics of an adrenaline dump or an adrenaline high story because I've never really felt it that bad or that good before. It's just very weird, something I'm not very used to. So I just want to explain it a little bit. All right, that's everything. Later.